Hi everyone, welcome back for another whiskey review. Now 2025 is here and I had promised myself I'll do more with whiskey reviews, and I've dug deep into my collection and found this old bad boy gifted to me all the way back in 2018, 2019. A whiskey advent calendar from Drinks by Dram. So on to whiskey number 4 out of this calendar now. I've done 3 so far: Talamadu, Starward, Solera, which is their own take on sherry cask style whiskies, and Wolfburn Aurora. And now, thanks to the wonderful mix in this particular calendar, I am moving on to an American dram. So I've taken a big trip around the world. Not so big. Started with an Irish whiskey, then I did a Scotch whiskey, and then I did an Australian whiskey. And now I've come to America, Buffalo Trace. How wonderful, right? And I may digress for a moment. This is the kind of purpose this particular advent calendar serves. And we are on to, I think, version number 2 or 3, or perhaps 4 in New Zealand available. The mix of drams in there is always very interesting, you know. It challenges you to try whiskey from other parts of the world. You may not try some Swedish whiskey maybe, or an Irish whiskey you've never tried. Just creates a bit of mystery. And the samples they put in here are 30 ml, which in my opinion is absolutely okay to share with someone. So you might have a loved one, a good mate, your son if they're of the age, not mine at the moment, but your father, but someone you can share 15 ml of each and just talk about, create a bit of conversation. Hey, I've got this whiskey, I've never tried it, maybe you've tried it, let's sit down and talk. That's what, I mean, in my mind, that's the purpose these particular advent calendars do. And also, I've been pointing out on the videos, I'm a massive fan of these wax seals. This calendar has been sitting around for 5-6 years, patiently waiting for me to, I guess, start discovering it. And the wax seal has been protecting my whiskey. Now, Buffalo Trace, this particular one, is one of my favorite bourbons. I have opened many bottles over the years for personal enjoyment, but also to share with friends and family for different occasions, because it is such a good whiskey. In New Zealand currently, it's retailing for around 75 New Zealand dollars, which is roughly 37 pounds. I'm not sure what it would be in US dollars, but it's just a fantastic whiskey. You can forget for a moment that it's a bourbon, or it's, you know, it could be from anywhere. But in terms of smell and flavor profile, just punches above its weight for especially the price they're charging for it. Being a bourbon whiskey from America, predominantly corn driven, but they've also got a bit of rye and malted barley in there. And being, again, a bourbon, it's aged in brandy oak casks while it's in there, law there. I did make some notes here, which I'm just going to quickly read out. And I like making notes now because I digress so much, I forget sometimes, but this is something very interesting, and I didn't know this about Buffalo Trace, and it's going to make, hopefully, you love this whiskey even more. The award-winning bourbon is batched from no more than 40 barrels at a time, so a composition of 40 barrels are married together and then bottled for our pleasure. That's really good. Again, think back to the price, around $75. You know, you're not really breaking the bank. And the barrels they're picking are aged in the middle of the distillery warehouses. Now, here's a challenge for you. Watch another YouTube video. Go in particular, look up, they call them rick houses in the States where they age their barrels. And look at how high they can get. So in this case, they say they're using the barrels from the middle of the warehouse, which gets the highest temperature fluctuation. So the whiskey is aging rather well, and quite rapidly, one would say. The temperature is dropping and lifting significantly. All right, in terms of color, very dark. I mean, for a young whiskey, I would hate to guess how old it is, 5 to 7 years maybe, but reasonably dark in color, especially compared to the other 3 samples I've tried tonight and done a review of. All right, let's try it on the nose. If everything I've said so far is sounding patronizing, even before I got to nose and palate, it's 100% true. I love this whiskey. I've opened, I hate to guess, probably 12, 15 bottles of it over the years. It is that good. But for the purpose of this video, I'll also describe what's it like on the nose. That caramelly sweetness, sticky sweetness is there. With just a little bit of spice, very, very little spice. Followed by a bit of honey, just a little bit. But that rich caramel sweetness is just really, really good. Very inviting, very tolerable. You know, it's not sickly sweet, but it is nice. And the spice just on the trail end, really good. I mean, for $75, I don't know how you make whiskey that good on the nose. I don't know, consistently. Really good. All right, let's see what's it like on the palate. Gentle spice. The caramel richness is there on the palate as well. Sweetness is coming in now. The spice came first. It's subsiding now. And more of the sweetness is coming through now. The gentle spice lingering in between. Really nice. Oh. And the spice is not overwhelming in any way. You know, some of the Scotch whiskies that are relatively young, aged especially in Oloroso sherry cask sometimes, can be too peppery. That's not what this is. This is very gentle, sweet. The flavors are lingering beautifully. Very nice. I like it. And one thing I forgot to mention, 40% ABV. So that's probably the only thing I would pick. One cannot be too picky. You know, they are charging you less. I just wish it was just that much more dearer and we get the whiskey at 46, 48%, because I in particular, and I'm being a bit selfish now, you know, thinking of my needs, not everyone else's. I like whiskies that are 46% and higher, preferably at least 48% and higher. It's just a thing. I like the higher ABV. It just helps me understand the flavors and smell a little bit better. But one cannot be too picky. You know, they're charging you around $75. Can't really ask for too much. At least they're over-delivering on the nose and the palate for the money you're paying for the whiskey. So definitely would highly recommend, if you have not tried it, get a bottle. Just do it, you know, on my recommendation. Especially for that kind of money. I'm sure you can afford it. And if you don't like it, bring some friends over. I'm sure they'll drink it on your behalf quite happily. But also, you could have some fun with it. I've, over the years, had some really good quality cocktails made out of them as well at trade events. So the spirit is very versatile. It works in many ways. It can be used as a sipping whiskey, but also serves a good purpose in high quality bourbon led cocktails you may want to do as well. Well, that's all I'm going to say about this particular whiskey. But if you're liking the content, please like, share, and subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you in the very near future for another whiskey review. See you later. Bye-bye.